Everybody, it's Erin again, and I wanted to come in and show you a fun new card I created to do like a massive card. I joined up with a group of ladies where we're going to create 10 cards and then do a swap. We're going to mail them all to her. She's going to shuffle them all around, so we each get one, and then she's going to mail it back to us. And so I need to make 10 of the same card, and this is what I came up with. So I am going to do one with you. This was my prototype, so I made sure I had all my stuff. And I did go through and I cut everything. So when you do mass production cards for Christmas, birthdays, thank yous, invitations, whatever, the easiest thing to do is go through and actually pre-cut. So I went through and I found out all my measurements. I made one sample, and then I went and cut all the pieces, so now all I have to do is assemble it. When I'm going to do the stamps, you do the stamps all at the same time. For this particular situation, because I'm just going to show you basically one, I'm not going to do stamping all. You're not going to see me stamp every single one. Instead, I'm just going to show you one version, and then at the very end I'll show you all when they're done. Every now and then you get into a situation where you run out of something. For instance, this top color here, I ran out of the zigzag, but I had lots of the green. And so I just cut extra of the green. So some cards are just gonna have a solid green on top. I only had one sheet of this red swirly paper, and I was able to cut almost all of them at the right length, but I was short by 3. So there's 3 that are a little bit shorter. So what I did is I just cut the green a little bit longer, so it still met the same dimension. So there's ways to tweak it like that. The other thing was with the brads. So here I have 2 different brads. Let me put these over here. I have 2 different brads. They look almost the same, but they are a little bit different. This one's bumpy and this one's clear. And so what I did is, because I had 10, actually I had 12 of each, I'm making 10 cards, is I'm going to use one for each, and then I have one of each left over when it's all said and done. You could do 2 of each on each, and then you'd have a couple left over, but I think there's actually one I'm short of. So however you want to do that. The other nice thing is when you're using stamps, it's really easy to replicate, because stamps, you don't have to use up a material, you just keep on stamping. So that's super simple. And then we have the backing. So the easiest way to make a card is to take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, cut it in half so it measures, this is an A2 card. So your A2 card, see how it folds in half here? Simple measurements. So here, and I need my measure, oh, there it is. Can't find things on my desk. You get so much stuff on your desk. I even have things hidden off camera so you can't see them, but they're right there when I need them. There's so much crap around the outside of this, it's not even funny. So here we have 4 1/4 by 5.5. So when you take your 8.5 by 11, you cut the 11 side down to 5.5 and 5.5. And then this side, this is your 8.5, folds to be 4 1/4. And you have your perfect A2 size card, which fits a ton of envelopes. So what I have here is all the papers are from Canvas Core. The exception of this one, just because I had a ton of this brown paper, so I'm going to use it. I picked it up, this is from Michael's, and I picked it up on sale in a pack, the Recollections papers. I think I got like a pack of, I think there's 50 of them in there for like $1. And I thought, oh, it's brown paper, that's easy, I'll use that a lot, which I do, but I have a ton of it. So this is a great use for pulling out your stacks of papers by making cards. Why not? So all the other papers though are Canvas Core. This is just basic white. Here we have, this is a chevron, lime green with chevron. It got cut, see? Lime green with white chevron. This one right here is red and white swirls. And then here we just have lime green on white, solid lime green on white. And this right here, this special curly paper right here, this stuff is called Rinea, a Rinea paper foil. It's brand new on the market, and I'll put the link for the website, but this is it. It's a foil, but it acts like paper. It's really cool. So when you want to coil it in a certain pattern or shape, see like this, see how it stays? It will smush though. So unfortunately, these will get a little bit smushied in the mail, but that's okay. I'm willing to deal with that. I just love the color, the glisten, and you know, it looks like foil, but it's not. It cuts perfectly on my paper trimmer. And all I did is I took it and I just cut out little sections, little strips, just on my paper trimmer, and it's not gonna hurt it because it's not really foil, it's different. It's not aluminum foil, so it's not going to wrinkle and tear. It's not going to have the same thing. And you know it's paper because look, it tears just like paper. It's paper on the inside. It's just got kind of a metallic coating on the outside, so it can keep its shape no matter what shape you put it in. So if you want to fold it in half, you want to tent it, it keeps the shape whatever you stick it in. So I'm going to play with that. I'm going to kind of put this on my thing, so every little card's going to get a little fun swirl. And let's get going. First step is I ink everything, and some people may be like, oh, that's too much to do if you're going to make all those cards, but I look at it as I'm only making 9 more. That's not too bad. And why my phone is in the middle of the... I think I'm waiting on somebody to call me. If you hear my phone ring, I'm sorry. Or it's my alarm to go get my kids, so I don't forget to get my kids from school. I ink everything, and I'm just sloppy about it. I picked out red and green because these are the fun colors that I've got going on here. And of course, I leave things on the floor. For white paper, I like to use the back sides of papers that I already have a ton of. Paper stacks are great for that, or just extras that I don't have a ton. Oops. Extra, you know, I have a ton extra left over of stuff. Grab one of these for this one, and I'm going to do the red ink on red and green on green. Now, normally, if I was going to mass produce these, I would go through and I would ink all of this. I would ink all of this. I would ink all of my pieces that I would be doing before I actually go through and glue them down. I wouldn't, since I had the ink out, I would just get all of the things that I need to ink in red done first. And I would get all the things I need to ink in green done second. So since I did this one with the chevron, let's do this one with the plain, just for comparison's sake. Just ink away. These inks are by Brutus Monroe, and we're going to use them in a couple of different, actually 3 different ways we're going to use these inks. And I am going to do one other thing to this card that I did not do to the other card. So that's not going to be my final presentation card. I'm going to have a couple of them. I like adding splatters of stuff. This is the Brutus Monroe Chalk Shimmer in Rouge. It's kind of that reddish color. Yeah, maybe not. Let's go with green. I want to add some more green to this. And this one is in Grass. And this one is just a Tattered Angels. This is Grass and baseboard, so it's not going to have a shiny metallic, it's just grass. And I just want to add some flicks. Just a little something. I'm not going to worry about right here because that's the tag is. So just in this kind of blank space. Just a little something. I like it. I could go back, but I don't want to cover up my tag portion right here. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to work on the tag parts. So that's what this sheet is here for. Now what I like to do is I like to get my paper trimmer out, and I use this for so many things. I flip my paper upside down, and I can barely see that. And I like to use the guides on my trimmer for where I'm going to go. So I know I'm going to cut here because it's just the easiest marking. Whatever that height is, it's 3 inches, done. And then I'm going to go in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there it is. I don't really pay attention to exactly what those measurements are. I just know I'm being exact on both sides. Cut, and there's your tag. Simple as that. I could take this tag. I wasn't very perfect on one cut. I got to go in and cut. That looks better. If you want to go through and cut and make it more specific, that's absolutely fine. I also need to make the little taggy banner thing, so I'm going to flip this guy over. And I'm just going to make a marking. This one's different. So it's still using a marking, find the halfway point, and then trim in. And I always mark on the back side. That way you don't see your marking on the front, what you're going to see. So mark the opposite side. Whatever side you're going to glue down, that's what side you're going to mark. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to ink again. That side's green. This one is red. And you could stamp first. It's really up to you. It really doesn't matter. I am not worried if it gets messier. That's the look I like. If that's not something you like, then skip that step. It's up to you. Now what I'm going to do is I do have my stamps on both sides, and this stamp is a stamp set that comes from Brutus Monroe. This is one of his stamp club kits, and these both came together. This is called Merry Selfie, and the deal with his stamp club is that for $5 a month, it includes shipping. You get a fun little stamp every month. And this is the stamp that's going to come out for November. So if you went on his site, Brutus Monroe, at the very, very bottom of his site, there's a little link in the black section called Stamp Club. You can just click on that, and then you can sign up, and it's just $5. And I think it just automatically drafts from your account. And they're cute little stamps. You can see all the ones that have come out in the past. And I have seen the one that's going to come out for December. It's really cute. So I can't say it's not cute because it is cute. It's gorgeous. So cute. Something to do with champagne. So go in and you want to make sure, whoops, that your tag is facing the right way. Don't stamp it upside down. I do have enough stuff. Make sure that there's enough room because you're going to put a little thing, a brad there. Shift all your brads to the side, come in, stamp. And again, I would go through and I would stamp all of these at the same time as well when I'm doing the mass production of these. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to ink my stamp itself. And these are a fairly quick drying ink. So you do want to give yourself, you don't want to ink it and then wait 5 minutes and stamp because it's a pretty rapid ink, which is cool. Oops. And there we go. Ta-da! All right. From here, I'm going to add in my little pokey hole here. And this is just a mouse pad and a poker. Simple, simple. I love using things that are easy to find. How many people have old mouse pads that they don't know the use for? That's all this is, an old mouse pad. Not like we use them anymore. There's one little step that we need to do, is which we need to color our tree. So this is a very cool technique that kind of comes from the Brutus Monroe stamps. This is just a water pen or water brush. And if you use a non-stick mat, it's pretty quickly, you don't want to wait forever. If you take your ink, put it on there, all of a sudden you made it a watercolor. And then you can just go in and you can watercolor your tree. And if you wanted to watercolor other parts of this stamps, you're more than welcome to do so. All of his inks do this, including the black, which is pretty fun. And it just adds a little something to your stamp. So again, I would do all the stamps and I would come in and watercolor them all if I was going to make this a mass production, which I will as soon as the camera's off. Clean up my little, you can see where I did it before earlier. Didn't you love my lovely new mat? It's my present to myself. I needed one. I'm already making it yucky. Oh well, crafting's messy. That's what I've decided. All right, the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to use the same tool here, is I'm going to take my foil, my Rinea foil, and I'm going to coil it around just to give it a nice cool twist. And see, look, it's already keeping its shape. I'm going to grab the ends and kind of pull them apart. Find where the inside is. So it's hiding in there. All right, so all you do is you kind of pull it out like this and you get your little kind of coil. And if you want to tighten it up a little bit since you messed with it, and you just find a nice little opening, take your same little paper piercer, pierce it in the middle. It is paper, so it'll go right through. And notice it's not going to cut me. It's not like you're dealing with aluminum foil out of a can. It's not going to cause problems like, you know, when you deal with aluminum foil, regular like tin foil, it gets wrinkly and warpy and gets all weird. This stuff stays nice and shiny and pretty. Then just pick whatever brad you want, go through here, add it in, add this right here. And these brads come from Eyelet Outlet. They're really cute. And I like the fact that they're lime green and it kind of matches in with the lime green feel of our card. And then just kind of rotate this around without your brad showing. You want to kind of hide your brad back behind, but you want your foil to be on the side. So you're going to have to kind of manipulate that a little bit. And if, you know, because you've been playing with it, just kind of recoil up your little guy a little bit. You know, if you want it to kind of coil sideways, just play with your foil however you like it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Get your card base back. Add another brad, and I'll add a bumpy one to this side because I did a clear one on the other side. Tack this off. And then you want to add a glue. At this point, I don't want to use a tape runner to tape this because you have a bulky end and you want to make sure that it actually is glued down. Start with your bigger one. So this is what it ends up looking like when it's all finished. And I'm just using a mixed media glue. This is a beacon glue. The 3-in-1 beacon glue would work great. Really, truly, any of the glues from Beacon, Fabri-Tac would work here, Zip Dry, it doesn't matter. I just had this sitting on my desk. And there it is. Cute, cute, cute. Very simple. And I don't mind the green, so here's the two. Hat this up. Here's the two variations. You can kind of see them. They're a little different, but they're the same. It's the same color scheme, so you're not worried about that. I think they both look great. Even if I had a different paper that wasn't the swirls, I didn't have any other red on white, which is my problem. All I had was red on cream, and I didn't like the cream and the white together. I wanted to keep everything all cream or all white, and I like the white on this. So here it is. If you wanted to go ahead and ink any of the other things off, if you want to leave the splatters off, you know, however you wanted to do that, it is yours to decide how you want to do it. But this is my version of my card, my cute little card for Christmas. And now I get to make 8 more to make it a grand total of 10 to mail in. Thanks so much. I'll take a picture of all of them together and some close-ups so you can see them in a little bit. Thanks so much. Please subscribe. Bye-bye.